Dear Ann Landis, my husband
Dear
and I
Abby,
are in shock.
I'm
We've been
extremely
married
upset.
for over 30 years.
My son got married in
Dear
April.
Ann Landis.
We were very
I
happy.
thought
Dear
she
Abby,
said
his wife
nice
is working.
things
Is she a woman? Dear Abby.
She thinks way too much of herself.
Abby.
She had to get married.
Dear Pod.
You about your Volkswagen buggy, and you're ready
not
for
a
a
buggy.
fight. Is it a buggy? It is a buggy.
No, it's a beetle.
Oh,
There's a bug, there's a beetle.
what's the bug? They
That was
still
that
make
thing in that Mandy Moore video when she first came out.
Oh my God, that is so specific.
It is, because that's the
Wow.
only way I can explain it.
Exactly.
Remember
You're
when they
Mandy
sold
Moore.
it? When they sold it with like, you could put like a sunflower in a vase, because every car should have a vase with a flower
I
in
would.
it.
Oh my God. I'm the opposite. I really want a Ford F-150, and it's maybe because of experiences like yours. So you're in a town now. So for those who don't know, Patty is a homeowner. Congratulations, by the way. Huge. It's exhausting, isn't it?
What could
Cheers to
possibly
that.
go wrong this weekend?
I know. Today, this hour, there's always going to be something to do. But in his little town, he drives his Volkswagen
Beetle.
around and is just waiting for a fight because it looks delicate and dainty, and he's just waiting to be slurred into non-existence.
Couple things. Every time we have someone, we grab an estimate from someone to either cut down some trees, paint the house, possibly move a door or something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say stop there, just possibly
move. They
Give
come
up the
in-
dream, let go of the house.
Everyone's like, wow, this is really nice. And then whatever I've asked them to come talk about, they talk about other things.
Okay.
Like, well, if I were you, I'd move the doors and I'd move this and I'd turn the house around. I'm like, well, obviously, Chuck, I had you come here to fix the toilet that's leaking. I didn't ask you to spin the house around and turn it upside down and paint it pink.
Look, Peter, you're a
Thank
gynecologist. I asked you
Yeah.
here for a specific reason,
Uh-huh.
and I don't care what your thoughts are on the siding.
This woman, they're like, oh, so-and-so is the best painter in town. I'm like, great.
Good for
So
her.
She comes over. She's originally from Brooklyn. I'm like,
Oh, you hate her already.
well, because I already know that she's giving me Brooklyn prices. So
Oh,
it's not like,
absolutely.
the town is probably like, oh, I can do it for $5,000.
She
Great.
doesn't know she's dealing with a Manhattan boy. That's the difference.
No, she knows I'm a Manhattan gay boy. So she's like, oh, you don't really know what I do. And anyway, so she's this lesbian and she gives me a quote. I said, that is for...
For the record, I want to put that on our first show shirt. She's a lesbian, and she gave me this quote.
she gave me this quote, and I looked at the quote like, are you painting literally everything in and around the house, like all of our trees, all 9 acres? Are you painting everything? Because I don't know how.
You came to that number.
Right.
Okay.
Is this just something that, is this I come back to you? with-
Oh, so it's a
okay.
barter.
Right. We're walking around, like, we're thinking about painting the trim this color. We're thinking about painting this. And she's like, well, I don't know why someone cheaped out and they did the deck like this, but they didn't do this. And I'm like, oh, no. Like I said, I just bought the house, so I don't actually need someone to shit on it right now. I'm already shitting on it in my brain. You don't need to bring another bag of shit.
That is horrible. That's horrible.
And then, of course, she comes in with one of those big ass, like, War of the Roses monster, the Bigfoot truck, just like, get out of the car, hon. That type of thing. And it's parked next to my 2019 Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay.
Just this tiny
Little
little
pristine, white, delicate,
right.
dainty. Yes.
which I think is like Herbie the Love. But I love it. I bought it, obviously. It's fully paid for. But I'm also very aware, or maybe it's just I've been bullied for too long as a child, that I'm expecting people to just say
at
it.
you.
Just
Yeah.
say it. And
You feel like you're baiting them.
yeah, just by my own existence, and then obviously I'm like this.
And then-
I'm this gay man on my little faggot car, right? But like half the time, I'm like, I love this car. It's so great, and it is, anyway. So I will, I can when I'm like driving through the town, I'm like, everyone just pulling up, just like, look at this homo in that gay car.
Look at that FC.
So like I'll get out of the car and they're like, hey man, That's a pretty amazing car. Yeah, it is. Wait. Yes, it is. Because we'll be throwing out like trash from like
You're
the house.
ready for the fight.
Right.
Yes.
I'm like,
Come at me, bro.
come on. And he,
And then you're like, your brain goes, oh, it's a compliment.
Right.
It takes a minute to register.
yeah. So we have to take our trash to the transfer station because they don't pick up our trash yet. So you have to take it there. And so I have packed this car with an inch of its life. It's a small car. I put a sectional sofa. I Tetrised everything in it.
You dad packed it.
So I'm at the transfer station and I'm throwing stuff out. And they're like, wow, that car is kind of amazing. Is it? Like, I'm just like ready to fucking throw down because I feel like I'm in the town of Footloose, but everyone is not that.
It's like
They're
the movie
opposite.
Funny Farm.
But I am ready to scrap with someone.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, you can fit a lot in that. Yeah, I can fit a lot in it.
You're
it's
correct.
full
It's
room.
got. You got a lot of junk in that. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Now I'm gonna get you drunk. Get you drunk inside this trunk.
I had a very similar experience with catcalling when I first moved to New York City, and I was not ready for it. And you
was?
just get catcalled all the time, so it just becomes like a barrage of noise coming at you the whole time. And I don't think I'm anything to write home about.
You are
But damn
not.
it, I was.
Oh wait,
Hey,
sorry.
what? FC. That's you. Go back. Anyway,
FC.
faggot car. I can't say it. I'm scared to say it. I'm
I
gonna
thought
get
you said
canceled.
fucking cunt. I'm like, and you're like, no, it's faggot.
Jules is gonna be bleeping out half of this episode. So when I was walking one day and I was like dressed up for an audition, I was looking real good, and I walked by a guy, and I was like, "Here we go, here we go."
He's gonna say it.
Come on, come at me. I'm ready for you to say something. And today I was really ready for a fight because I was carrying a saxophone. Story for another time. But I'm like, come on. And he was like, hey, that's a nice dress you got on. And I was like,
Got it on sale.
and I was like, my brain was like, oh, that's actually like a nice compliment. He didn't say anything really dirty or really seamy. So I just stopped and I went, thank you.
He's like, forget it.
I take it
Sorry,
back.
I said anything.
Is that a saxophone?
What were you in the bar scene in Miss Saigon? You're the solo saxophonist.
She's amazing. Cabaret. Kept having me in. Wait, going back. I also like that everybody's coming into your house to do one job and they're dissing the rest of the house. So if you like bring in a plumber,
Which I
he's-
did.
He's shitting on your painting jobs or
He shat-
construction or whatever. Can you imagine like going to a doctor and you're just like, I'm going to the podiatrist, and he's like, your hair.
Right.
Oh my God.
There was this one guy that everyone's like, oh, you have to get this guy, and he's amazing. He has all these ideas. Like the wizard. Like, once you meet the wizard, like, my whole life will change. So I'm waiting for this guy.
It's going to be expensive.
They're like, it's so amazing that he actually returned your phone call and he's going to show up at your house. He's so great. Everyone is so pissed off that you guys got him, and because he doesn't respond to everyone. I'm like, amazing.
Okay.
So he comes in, and my expectations are just like, he's going to just say like one thing, and the whole world will open up, and we're like, you solved all of my
And the
problems,
whole
wizard.
house is fixed.
Right.
Yes.
And if he asks me to dig green, I will. Right. The wizard and I.
Don't know why. Sorry.
So everything that I asked him on our list was met with, oh, and also he's like a strong Irish accent.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Right. So it's like, oh, it's a nice house. It's different than every other house on the road. I'm like,
Okay. But he's saying it with an accent.
slowly. So I'm like, oh, well, yeah. Well, it's a different builder. One and done. That's not good. I'm like, no, it's fine. Why don't we start with? I'm like, why don't we start with this room over here?
Okay, here we go.
We have a room, and in the room is a ladder to a sleeping loft for kids, and then there's a ladder to go up to the roof to stargaze.
I wouldn't walk up this ladder if I were you. Am I right?
Correct. So what do you think? Do you think we should put in a spiral staircase? Can we put a different stairwell or do a different whatever? It's like, I'd seal it up and not even tell anybody that you had it. I'm like, Well,
in fairness,
I
that
do have it.
That
so
is the Irish way. It's more it's a natural. It's bred into the people that they will shit on your dream. So whatever it is, it's like, well, I want to be on Broadway. It's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Apparently, only 2 out of every 200 people ever makes on Broadway, and even then, they're only making $400 a week. Anyway, nice dream you've got there.
Pretty much.
I think that Irish people get away with shitting on people's dreams because of the accent.
But keep in mind, everyone has said he's like the idea man. He will give you solutions you never even thought of. I never thought of sealing up a room where beds are to get to the only roof deck that we have.
I like that his solution is to knock it all down.
Seal it up and never go. No one ever has to know about it. I'm like, well, it's in the listing. So
it doesn't help that he's a magical Irishman who comes into your house and he's like,
oh, purple horseshoes, huh?
Let's. I'm thinking pink hearts. I'm thinking marshmallows is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, yeah.
Blue diamonds.
The possibilities are endless. I like that you expected a magical Irishman to come in and give you so many solutions.
Well, I also didn't know that he was Irish until he got in there. And I'm like, this is amazing.
It's
I'm like,
extra magical.
I'm Patrick O'Brien. Anyway.
It's almost like it was meant to be.
Right. And then it was just not. And I'm like, well, what about moving the washer dryer? Well, I wouldn't put it downstairs. Where'd you think about moving it? I'm like,
Ohio?
Downstairs. That's a terrible idea. Well, what we could do is we could have put it in the dining room. I said, I don't think I want to put it in the dining room. Where would I put it? I don't know. You could build a wall out. I'm like, I'm not building. Or you could build like another little room outside of the house. And I'm like, what?
Look, the word build shouldn't come into.
I bought it. I bought
it's
this.
It's built. It's a built
so
thing.
I don't want to build
more. And it's never good if an Irishman comes into your house and it's like, what do you think we should change? And he's like, your zip code. You should leave right now. I'm surprised this thing is even standing. But coming from an Irishman, aren't you sort of like, I think they know better? I say this because Jules has recently downloaded an Irish woman's voice as his Siri.
No.
Yes. So
does it just sound like she's yelling at you? Left? No! Jesus Christ.
It's not even the GPS. It's just the regular Siri. But she's very sing-songy. So he has like his texts read aloud to him by a woman who sounds like she actually loves him.
Wow. You're going to listen to that one.
We're going to unpack that later. It's a kindness. She's giving a kindness that I was not.
That Jim is not accustomed to.
That I did not. I did not intend for a text to be read that way. This is just a little case in point. I love my Julesy. I have to just say that as a disclaimer. So our dog is healing from surgery. Yes, so the whole house is like cordon. I'm holding space for him. And the whole house has like different gates in different places to keep him from going upstairs and to keep him healing correctly. Sure. Well, young Jules left one of the gates open and I just texted him to say, and I said to him in the text something that was read to him by an Irish woman and it came out entirely lovely.
What did you read?
The Irish woman said,
You started with. Let me.
I want to preface this by saying. I said so. Now, how it was read to him was, I want to preface this by saying I love you very much, but if you leave the gates open, I'll choke you with your own balls and smother you in your sleep. And I was like, that's not how I intended it to be read at all. If you're gonna download a GPS voice or a Siri voice, it's gotta be my voice reading it to you.
If you don't mind me saying so, you have a bad habit of leaving all the gates
open. I'm going to kill you in your sleep.
I'm going to cut off your balls and shove them in your mouth while you're snoring while you're sleeping next to me.
I'll put fentanyl in your Moscow Mule. It's just like, I'm telling you, a delivery system of an Irish person's accent is so much better than anything else. Like, that's who we should actually be sending in for any negotiations with, like, Russia or China. Why aren't we sending an Irishman in to like talk to President Xi or whatever and be like, look, I know you got some nukes there, but please don't ignite them because we really like our lives while we're walking around in America. And I know that you don't like us, but you put a balloon over our country and we know you know all about our farming habits or whatever.
I worked with 2 Irish girls at this bar before I moved to New York. And they were 2 of the most resilient, scrappiest employees. Like, I'm like, how did your sales get to like $250,000? We were on the same shift. She's like, I don't know. I just know how to sell things. I'm like, what did you sell? Their lungs? Why are your sales so fucking high? But they'd also they'd correct you if you get like you did something wrong. Patrick cheering in pizza and then didn't correct it and tell anyone that they actually ordered 2 cheeseburgers because I had to bring it out myself and explain it to them.
Oh,
Like things like that. But like, that's just a very lukewarm. But they have a wonderful way. You're like, I'm like, I think you just made me choke on my own shit, but I kind of liked it.
I think you just like sex trafficked me, and I didn't even know it happened. They were like, look, Patrick, you're
But
going to
you
have to give it up, and you're going to have to go over to Oklahoma and cross state lines if you're going to want to make some more money. You know what I'm talking about.
And I think my tips are now $150 lighter. I don't know how. I lost money in this deal, but
So all this is to say is
Even
that
though I
you
wasn't
have
working.
a 3rd floor on your house that you never intended to build.
correct.
Congratulations.
Actually, we walked away, and I'm like, I guess we'll call you. I don't know when, because there's literally nothing. Literally, the list was just like endless. And what about this? And what about this? Like, I wouldn't.
I'll shit
I
on your
wouldn't.
dreams, but I'll make you pay a lot of money while I
If
build
you
onto
don't
your
mind my
home.
saying so, you have a bad habit of telling me all the things that you like about your house, and then I gotta tell you that I don't even like the front
I'd
door.
burn it down to the studs. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dear Pod. It's the Comedy Advice Podcast. And we're doing a mini-sode for you this week. And look, if I say it in an Irish accent, then maybe you'll follow us on your social medias. But we'll get to that in a moment. So welcome to Dear Pod, the Comedy Advice Podcast. I'm your host, Patty O'Hurley.
And I'm Alice Ghostly.
And we're coming to you from the Maha Bar in the beautiful Pineapple Ranch. Can I hear it? I like the person that coughed at the end. That's who I was like. And the sounds of those laughs fading is us, everybody. So follow us on your social media at Dear Pod Official on your Insta and your Facebook, at Dear Pod on TikTok. Check out our YouTube page. You should be watching it anyway if you want to see what we look like. And we're drinking sexy beverages this evening at Dear Pod Official on YouTube. And of course, Patreon. Patreon.com/Dear Pod Official, where for a mere... I went back into our old script for a second. For a mere $5 a month, you can become a subscriber. Everything is the Viennetta level.
$55.
For just $500, I'll put another addition onto your house, and I'll give you extra special tidbits in your inbox every week if you follow us online and if you join our Patreon page, because it just sounds better coming from an Irish person. It's so sing-songy. We don't have that in America.
No.
I don't think so. I think maybe the closest accent we have is Southern. That could be like, because Irish
Bless
people, they
your
use
heart.
like the whole, all the scales. They use like every note in their arsenal, because sometimes you need a gentle push from like a C note, but then you go down to a G when you're serious.
Well, also their zingers, their way of joking with you is kind of British,
Oh, yeah.
where it's like a trap door. Where you're like, if I were dumb, I didn't catch that.
Like, did you just insult me?
Did you just call me a homosexual?
And am I kind of turned on?
Did you just call me a dirty fat? Is it?
Do you like my car?
I don't.
I'm confused.
My car is always the smallest car, no matter where I go. I'm like, fuck. It's just an
I know a
internal
gal who
dialogue.
drives a smart car, so she's got you. That thing you can actually put in your pocket.
But for some reason, people are like, I'm the plumber. I got a smart car. Because, it's the best, there's some kind of rationale between a smart car and then there's a Beetle.
Wait,
Maybe
you've
it's just
seen
in-
a smart car. Smart
Yes.
car is like a quarter of the
Yes,
size
but I
of
always
your
see
car.
that they've got like their name plastered along the side, like, oh, this is just my work car.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
this is
why
like my
it's their
gay
work
car.
car. It's also if you're a plumber, what are you putting in there? You
I don't
can't.
know.
You can't even put another human in there with you.
No.
Also, I look at that thing and suddenly my mother kicks in and she was like, "You're gonna get killed." In
I
like
say
a
that
tin
every time I
can."
see that. If you've ever been in one, have you ever driven one?
Never ever, because I don't live in Amsterdam. I don't see how they work in America.
Someone gave me a ride home, and I was in that. I'm like, this is not.
Terrified.
This is not right. This is
Yeah.
not. I mean, and I have a small car, but that is not
It's
even.
too small.
This is like if I were just driving in the glove compartment,
Yeah, it's like a scooter with an umbrella.
if that.
Yeah, it's
If
not
that.
safe enough. I just look at it and I'm like, how do you?
Where is the airbag? Is the airbag just like a Ziploc bag?
The
Like,
whole
what is
thing
this?
is the airbag.
Like
A
just
Ziploc
like there's just like you get sorry about the accident and that you lost your husband because that's what it.
But is that a gallon container Ziploc? Because that's great.
I don't know. Where I think mine is like the whole thing is like airbag around.
Yes, it's a very sensible car.
It's German.
Look,
Made in
Patty, your
Mexico.
car is not too small for me. I just like small cars. That's what everyone says.
Right. It's not.
It's not too
It's-
small.
It's all in your head.
It's a grower, not a shower.
Right.
Good for you.
You did that.
Good for you.
You bought that car.
If you don't mind my saying so, it's time for an article. That's right. You've reached the mini-sode, even though this has actually felt like a full-on episode because we have
3
a lot
days
to
long,
say.
yeah.
Oh, we have a lot to say late at night, ladies and gents. But this week we have the mini-sode. We're giving you a little tiny, petty four, bite-sized version. Is she having a stroke?
Did you-
Of our regular episodes. So I just have one article
You
to
just
read
sounded like
to Patty
a
O'Brien.
tower of Changa just falling
Oh
down.
my god! Do you know I did a show? I haven't done like bar shows in a while. Like there's comedians you can do bar shows as you go along.
That sounds great.
It's horrifying. It's literally what it sounds like. It's a bar show. But I did a bar show in a bar
Well,
that was
that's-
specifically like they had games in there. Like that was their shtick. You know how like Barcade has arcade games? Well, this place was like, we've got board games. And I don't know if you've ever done comedy while someone is playing Jenga.
so it's just a lot of like screaming.
No, it's a lot of tension followed by a lot of crashing and burning.
It was the biggest Jenga we've ever seen. It was huge.
No, that's not the Jenga I'm talking about. This was just last week.
Oh,
Yes. If you've ever had someone play a regular sized Jenga near you,
I went to that one that you did at that place. They had your
oh my God, why? What's wrong with me? Like, stand up comedy isn't hard enough that they're like, you're going to have to rappel from a ceiling. By the way, the floor is lava. Like, it's absurd. How many more hurdles do I have to walk over
And
before I
as you
can
say
just be at a
that,
fucking
someone
field?
got Connect Four, and then you just hear all the pieces drop down.
Which is the sound of my career falling to the ground, everybody. Connect 4. So I have one article for you. I found something that was holiday themed. I did find something about a kid eating paste, but I think I'll share that for a non-holiday time where it can be more appreciated.
Yes.
You know, in a non-holiday season. We are in the thick of the holiday season. It feels crazy.
But let me just tell you this. The smell of paste is also kind of the same smell of Christmas. And if you've ever tasted that paste as a kid.
I was a
Then you know
paste
what I'm
taster. Were you a paste taster?
I was a paste taster.
But it didn't
was the
taste
best.
anything like Christmas.
It has that minty. It has that mint.
What the? It has a piquant aftertaste. What?
It's.
What kind of
It was-
aficionado
It was
gay
the
were you?
Elmer's paste with the stick that was in the lid. Right.
Maybe I was a rubber glue gal.
That's different.
That
'cause
is
that's
different
rubber
because I
glue,
don't remember
not paste.
mint, but I can just picture you as a young gee. I'm picturing like Muppet Babies, and you're in kindergarten. And
Well, I
you're
wasn't a
eating
Muppet
that,
baby. I was a fully formed human.
but you've got like a little like a cracker, and you're like, what is this? What is this paste aftertaste that I'm getting? Did you put?
This was after my art class.
Is this
so, yeah.
rosemary?
Is
It's
this-
like a little bit.
There's a little bit of truffle oil in this. I have a feeling. Patrick, sit down and have your graham cracker. All right.
All right, but I'm just telling you,
I'm just telling you.
this is delicious. Have you tried this with like fig? like a fig spread underneath it. I can't.
This is also like maybe 2 hours after I was playing house in the other room as the mom. I don't know why. First, my kindergarten, in retrospect, was fucking amazing. I had a room that was entirely dedicated to just playing house.
Really?
Yes.
What the
I had
hell
a
was
whole
this?
art section where you could paint. There was a small closed-in room with all glass doors where you did like your reading assignments and math. There was a defunct water fountain.
What
Then
were you in Brooklyn? Were they
No.
cosplaying Brooklyn?
No. And then of course then our outdoor like playground was total cement and metal. So it was like highs and lows, like free, you can do whatever, and then outside was like, let's see what bones can be broken today.
Yeah, okay.
It's amazing.
Ups and downs. I want to go to your school.
You didn't.
Well, in
Well, it was a
kindergarten.
first of all, and also, didn't anyone want to say, I think your son's a little. He's
Well-
the mom playing house. He plays house for hours,
Did you
and then
really
he
play
paints.
the house as the mom?
Yeah.
Did you put like out a charcuterie with like a
No, I
beef
just slept with
spread?
all the men. Kindergarten.
Hey, Mrs.
Hey,
O'Brien.
I made you this martini, husband.
Mrs. O'Brien, we just wanted to talk to you about your son for
Okay.
a minute. So he's been playing house, but
That's great.
he's been sleeping with all the neighborhood boys.
One more time.
They were the husbands.
Oh.
So in fairness, they're all married and completely aware, and it's a swinger situation.
This is kindergarten, right? Just
Yeah, but he did have a dry martini at 10 a.m.
tracks.
And he said something about Quaaludes.
Anyway,
So,
this has been wonderful.
I'm going to write
Here's
it all
my
down
check.
on the report card. He's getting a B this year.
Job. He's getting a B job. I'd love to go back and find my grades from kindergarten or whatever.
Did they give you grades?
I think it was like satisfactory, unsatisfactory. I know that I talked a lot.
Yeah, we had a lot of S's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I talked a lot. I remember.
Because that's when they weren't really trying to like grade you. They were just trying to figure you out.
It's just, I wish that I could get
Just
an S
observation.
in life
Fuck. If I had just like, you're doing great. You're fine.
for the rest of your schooling. If they were just the whole
Yeah.
time they're trying to figure you out.
Because that's how I kind of took it later on. I'm like, you know what? This C means I'm just doing okay.
Yeah, you're hanging around. You're doing it.
There's also no need to blow my wad in every class and let everyone
No.
think that I'm a star. Also, not to let everyone think that I'm a fucking dumb shit.
Oh, he's just here, you guys. He's just here and he's cool.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm playing house. I'm fucking all the.
I got a steady
Kindergartners.
diet of paste, and that's it. That's all.
I got this paintbrush. I've got a smock.
I got these bean bags in the corner
In
here.
first
Everything
grade,
is
in first
soft.
grade, I was Don Gato, the Spanish cat that fell off the roof. You know, I was going places.
What is that? And I memorized black socks. They never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Someday I'll probably launder them. Something keeps telling me, don't do it yet, not yet, not yet.
And the things that we remember.
You're a beat poet.
That's right.
Oh my God. The things
And then it all,
we remember.
and you know what? Then fifth grade came and then just life just
It
shattered.
really shat on you. But I do remember fluoride rinses. Like, that's like the most potent. I just have such a memory in kindergarten that they would roll in
What? What?
these little cups, these little Dixie cups filled with the fluoride rinse, which, not for long.
And then you woke up and your ass is bleeding.
They were like, children,
Were you on
drink
the?
this.
You know what happened in that? You know that Erin was going around town saying she was on tour with Madonna,
That she went to kindergarten. But
and then she woke up and her ass was bleeding.
you
I
never
don't want to
did
laugh.
like. Wait,
If you didn't catch that truth or dare, then you shouldn't be on this
that you
pod.
shouldn't be listening to us because that's all we talk about. You never had like fluoride rinses when you were a kid.
Is this the same thing where they would make you?
They timed it.
Oh no, there was like the tabs, or they would test to see how well you brush your teeth.
No.
And
They
if-
were very concerned with how gross we were as kids.
Right.
They were like, we do not want stinky children.
But now we're going to take fluoride out of the water, so that's
I
fine.
know, that's okay, but it's fine. I have a third eye. It's in the back of my head.
That's great.
And by the way, I've gotten boobs, but they're not on the front. That's all I'll say.
They're on your arms.
Exactly.
Rub my nipples.
Check this shit out.
Okay.
Oh, hey there. We do have an article to get
think
to at
so,
some point.
somewhere.
Here we are. All right, this is a holiday-themed article. It comes to you from the Oshkosh Northwestern, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, December 22nd, 1961. Here's a little holiday article for you. Dear Adlanders, the holiday season is here again. Our daughter and her 3 children, plus our daughter-in-law and her 3, will be visiting us at the same time. How can I get it across to both mothers that I will not tolerate any more brutality from their 7-year-olds? Ever since these 2 hellions were able to walk, they have been wild and destructive. They used to nearly kill each other. Now the 2 of them gang up against the younger children, and I can't take the constant fighting. Every time we sit down to a meal, there is kicking, screaming, and biting. This one won't sit next to that one, and the food is thrown and spilled on the table and the carpeting. I've talked to both mothers, and they say such behavior is natural for 7-year-olds. I've had to go away immediately after Christmas and rest up for 3 weeks to recover from the holidays. Any suggestions? Signed, SOS. Dear SOS, yes, go away for 3 weeks. Beginning December 15th. Ian! So, children, house guests, people coming to visit during the holidays, I don't understand. And this must have been a generational thing. Also because think of how many Christmas movies are based on families coming to visit them for like weeks before the holidays.
I don't understand that.
Christmas Vacation, Krampus, which is my favorite.
Never
If you
saw
have
it.
never seen the movie Krampus, oh, you got to see it. Toni Collette. It's a fantastic, it's like horror meets
Sure.
holiday. It's my ideal. All of these holiday movies, they're like, Grandma and your uncle and your aunt are coming, and it's December 12th. It's like, who's taking all of these weeks off?
Wait, is Krampus with the hot Santa and how he got started?
No,
With
this
the
is
axe?
Krampus is the evil Santa. Oh, no. I know what you're thinking. No, not
Where he
that.
just happens to kill people.
This is like a German, it's based on like a German horror tale.
Never, of course.
Of course, like you do.
Yep.
Krampus. I got a Krampus right now. But I've never, I can't, who's been staying with people for 3 weeks at a clip?
How do they get the time off?
I don't know.
Because people only really get like 2 days before Christmas and then up till January 1st.
Do kids get out that early?
I don't like kids. I have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine a house with 6, 7-year-olds in it?
Well, it's
Or
like
6
Home
kids?
Alone. That scene alone, them trying to eat. I'm like, I don't know.
No.
Whoever, I can't. I just,
Kids.
I had a job interview and they're like, the kids are the light of my life. I'm like,
I'm going to stay
do
where
you,
I
so
am.
they're like, do you, and then for them to try to, like, so do you even like kids?
Oh, no.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't actively hate kids, but I do. But I know, like, because the kids are the light of my, like, they're my everything. Like, your kids are your everything. That's a terrible answer.
No.
I get, but you know what? I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But I mean,
know.
that still sounds like a terrible answer. My kids are my everything. Get a fucking hobby other than your kids.
Try crochet.
Yeah. You know what happened to the Menendez family? Yeah, that didn't end well.
Well, it might for the Menendez
2
brothers.
deaths,
Did you
2
see?
You've been in jail for 30 fucking years.
And they're getting out. I think
Maybe.
they're getting out.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
And then
do.
what? To what?
Honest to God, I think they are getting out of prison, y'all. Get ready. I mean, when this hits the air, they could be out by Christmas.
I doubt it.
The Menendez brothers? I swear, let me mark this moment. I think they're going to be out. I think they're out.
Why are you telling me this and like shimmying like you're about to fuck the Menendez brothers when they get out of jail?
You guys,
I think they're...
have you seen Lyle? Who's named Lyle these
You're acting like every one of like the women that are interested in Jack Tripper and Three's Company. Like, hi, Jackie.
I'm also acting like I'm their lawyer, like I know something that you don't
Yeah.
know.
Like, no, like you've watched an awful lot of like
Law and
like,
crime.
Right.
Honestly, I do. I watch so much court TV, and they are inching closer and closer. I think they're going to be out by Christmas. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay.
The Menendez brothers are out.
2 convicted murderers are on their way
Who
out.
shot
Merry
people
Christmas.
in their heads, but it's cool.
No, that's fine.
They were abused.
True.
Something like that. I think they're
Right.
going to
And,
get
and
out.
30 years in prison. What could possibly go wrong when they get out?
And multiple movies made about them.
Right.
Do you think they made any money off of all that?
I don't think you can as a criminal.
As a convicted? What a
don't know.
downer.
Ask them at your
Lucky
next
for you, Julesy.
meeting.
You'll live to drink another day. At my next meeting, I watched. That must have been a hell of a Christmas. The
What?
Menendez. Wouldn't that be great if they got out and they did like a Christmas special?
Wow.
It's a very Menendez Christmas.
At their original house.
Yeah. They're like,
So
"You
this
guys,
is it. And it was like the Sweeney sisters were there too.
Hey, everybody, what's up with those brains? They're all over the carpet. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
Tapioca? No.
Oh, my God. Is that, do you know much about the Menendez trial?
I wasn't there, but I mean, I do.
But like, do you know if somebody's living in that house?
Yes.
They are.
Yeah. And
Can you
they
imagine?
gutted it.
I wonder how much that house is worth.
It went down, obviously, in price.
But I bet you it's like back up on top because it's now like historic register.
I think they bought it at a discount and now they've gutted it.
Okay. Well,
So
second thing been gutted in that house. I'm just
Sure.
saying.
Oh, God.
I'm
Is
gonna
this,
unalive
have I
her.
got Wow, Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I just want to welcome you to the Christmas episode. Do we have anything else to say about kids and Christmas or
And the
hellions?
Menendez.
And the Let's just say.
Let's just recap the topics here.
Okay.
Young boy playing house for probably an entire year as the mom.
Young
as you
boy
do.
eats paste.
Young boy eats paste.
Has a minty aftertaste.
The Menendez brothers coming
Yeah.
out. Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Aaron playing Jack Tripper's girlfriends for all seasons of Three's Company.
It's true. I will be your girl for all seasons. I
Your
think that
voice changes and it's weird.
everything about
Your
this
voice
episode is
just
terrible.
I don't know
I'm
if you,
sorry.
I don't know if your husband caught it.
I don't-
But your voice is so uncomfortable to listen to when you're
Okay,
talking.
sorry, everybody. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'll go back to
The way that you're
Wacky
talking about the Menendez brothers getting out is like you've already made up your mind that you're leaving Jim, and that you've had and that you've had explicit sexual like notes passed between both
No, I'm
Menendez
not one of
brothers.
those women that like writes to men in
Oh
prison.
yeah. Oh no. I normally don't do this. I don't know. Oh my god.
This
I'm
is
just.
so not what.
It's not.
This is so not me. This is something I don't do all the time. I'm just a party girl. Well, I
He
think
loves
that pretty
me. I'm
much,
the only one. Although he has a collection of small rats that come to him at night.
It's fine. He loves me more than them. I think that pretty much caps up the mini-sode, everybody. I think we've gone to places that Christmas specials should never go.
Correct.
And well, this is a mini-sode, so this is not quite Christmas, but we will be bringing you a more Christmassy, a very Menendez Christmas.
Talk about the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Cheers, everybody.
This episode of Dear Pod is mixed and edited by Jim Ferris and is a property of Pineapple Ranch Productions.